There is an application for that even in the pantry. Numerous cutting edge clothes washers are innovative wonders with Wi Fi abilities, permitting you to stop, begin, and track your track cycles from your cell phone. Or on the other hand, they may just have savvy highlights for cleaning, similar to steam cycles, or for serving water and energy, similar to stick sensors. All that new innovation, in addition to the plenty of wash cycles and program choices accessible, may blow your mind quicker than a washer bin. That is where we can help. USA News took a gander at the first class washers accessible to suggest the best for your family, the way of life in our best choice based clothes washers of rating. The cost utilized in our um, appraisals were gathered in the October of this year. At the hour of distribution, all data is exceptional. Be that as it may, cost might changes. This Electrolux washer is the most uh, model in our rating, utilizing just 85 kWh every year. The Electrolux additionally incorporates highlights like the capacity to change water levels, to how much clothing is in the tub, and to change your wash program to the sort of mess you are treating. Specialists concur that it succeeds at cleaning with prevalent stain eliminating execution. They likewise get down on its creative cleanser choices, programmed pre-blending, and a committed case distributor. Place it next to each other or stack it with it is a matching dryer. The Electrolux 8 cubic foot EFME 627U electric dryer, which is likewise number one in our rating of the best dryers of this year. Both clothing machines are likewise first in our rating of the brand matching washers and dryers. The Electrolux front load washer retails for around 1,500 bucks. Spe- Specialist concur that the goodness factor on this 1149 General Electric clothes washer is restrictive. Innovation means to handle the most despicable aspect of front loaders, which is their propensity to become rotten after some time. GE has integrated an antimicrobial material into the entryway gasket and other outside parts, alongside a vent framework that dries the seal, drum, and container. After a hip hurries to forestall the dampness and cleanser development that causes smells. It does not it does not hold back on different element either, with 12 different wash cycles, savvy highlights, and the capacity to wash and dry a little burden. Need to dry a greater burden. The GE machine's 7.8 cubic foot suit GFD 85 ES electric dryer ties for number 3 in our rating of the best dryer of this year. You can stack them or spot them one next to the other. The washer and dryer set are Energy Star evaluated. The GE 5.0 cubic foot front load washer retails for about 1,000 $1,200 dollar. One of our LG clothes washers that made our rating of the best clothes washer of 2022. This model additionally positioned number 3 in both best front stacking clothes washer and best stackable stackable washers and dryers. The WM3900H is additionally the second most affordable LG washers at just $11.99. This model is furnished with a Wi-Fi that interfaces with the ThinQ application, which permits you to both control and screens your clothing from a distance. It likewise accompanies elements, for example, a turbo wash cycle, which cleans even huge burden sharply or less shortly or less, and an allergen 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 cycle with eliminates 95% of uh, allergens and is ensured by the asthma and sensitivity groundwork for America. This washer is storeroom profundity and will squeeze into most wardrobes and clothing niche, yet has the sufficiently enormous ability to deal with greater things like a jumbo blanket. The LG model, the second LG model on our rundown, is number one in our rating of the best top burden clothes washers of this year. It's alongside it is a body dryer, the LG 7.3 cubic foot brilliant DLEX 7800 electric dryer. It ties for fifth on our rundown of the best matching washers and dryers of this year at 5.5 cubic feet. This is a uber limit washer that could be an incredible choice for a huge family. In any case, at 44.5 inches tall, this extra enormous machine probably won't be the best fit for your pantry. So make certain to quantify before you purchase, particularly on the off chance that being tucked under a cabinet is going. The LG top load washer retails for about 1300 dollar. There is steam capability, yet similar to the LG WM3900H front loader. It offers a turbo wash setting that guarantees a 29-minute cycle. It is likewise Wi-Fi empowered, so you can screen cycle and control it from your cell phone. However, not exactly as extensive as the WT7800C at 5 cubic feet. This top loader has a load of limits with respect to taking out hampers brimming with clothing. It is basically the same as the W27800C, however, with 8 wash cycles to the 7800S. Uh, 12. Specialists praise the WT7300C for its viability in getting even enormous heaps of garments clean. It is a matching dryer. Its matching dryer, the LG 7.3 cubic foot chute DLE 7300 electric dryer, has an extraordinary component. The entryway can open from either the side or the top. The two clothing apparatuses can likewise convey, so the washer can see the dryer which cycle to choose. The dryer is fifth in our rating of the best dryer of this year. The two apparatuses make our rundown of the best machine matching washer and dryer sets of this year at number 4 at $1049. This is the most economical LG in our appraisals. In our appraisals, the Samsung 4.5 cubic foot WF45R6100A front burden washer ties for fifth in our best washer rating. With its matching dryer, the Samsung 7.5 cubic foot DVE45R6100 electric dryer. It is additionally fifth in our rating of the best matching washer and dryer set of this year. As a stakeable pair with a wardrobe profoundly aspects, they ought to fit numerous clothing spaces. Specialists say the Samsung WF45R6100A is one of the most amazing washers around and for eliminating weighty stains, thanks to some degree to the way that the steam capability is accessible to use across 5 of it 10 cycles. While it is anything but a shoe washer, it highlights brilliant consideration which permits you to investigate issues from your cell phone. Retailing for around $950, it is the most economical front loader in our evaluation. The Samsung WF45R6300A front loader washer is additionally famous with specialists for its outstanding cleaning power. It is a similar cost as the WFA4R WF45R6100A, yet adds two extra cycles. One is a super speed cycle that vows to wash a full heap of garments in a short time, and the other is a sports apparel cycle to completely clean those breathable exercise garments without harming the fragile textures. The 4.5 cubic foot WF45R6300A additionally adds savvy innovation through Samsung's SmartThings uh, application viable with many manual helpers. The application permits you to control your clothes advancement as well as tying for fifth hour rating of the best washers. It ties for number 4 in the best front burden clothes washers of 2022 rating and retails for about $950. However, the LG WM 9000 HVA, which cost around $1,799, is quite possibly of the uh, of the principal of the priciest washer in our appraisals. It is additionally quite possibly of the biggest. It has 14 wash cycles choices, 14 watt cycle choices, including an allergen in wash cycle that utilizations uh, steam to eliminate dust, uh, parasites, and pet dander. You might actually control your washer from your cell phone with the LG ThinQ application, which permits you to begin, stop, and screen the machine. This washer's machine dryer, the LG DLEX 9000V electric dryer, acquires the number 2 spot in our best dryer of this year rating. The set is not stakeable, however, puts number 6 in our best machine washer and dryer rating. Add wash is the mark included on the Samsung 4.5 cubic foot WF 45K6500AV front burden washer. It is a little entryway in the fundamental entryway that you can use to add a neglected piece of clothing. In any case, the genuine effort is not very different than the customary way of adding garments. You press a button, hold on until the machine stops, open the little entryway, and throw the things in. Every one of the different machines in our appraisals can be stopped also. However, you add the wash in through the fundamental entryway. Matching this washer with the Samsung application permits you to set notices for explicit capabilities similar to when the flush cycle begins. If you have any desire to throw in a pre-washed thing and have it quite recently put through a wash, Samsung says the item is not accessible, yet it might in any case be accessible at select retailers, as well as tying for number 8 in our rundown of the best washers. This Samsung model ties for number 6 in our appraisals of the best front burden washer of this year. Samsung's 6 cubic foot WV60M9900A front burden washer permits you to wash enormous burdens, yet it additionally considers two clothes washers into one. With its flex wash innovation, this unit can run two separate loads at the same time, one in the lower 5 cubic foot limit front load piece of the unit and the other in the upper 1 cubic foot limit top load segment for speedier clothing cycle back. Besides, the super speed setting lessens wash time to around 30 minutes without forfeiting cleaning power. The unit highlights incorporate a stimulus choice, power foam innovation, and Wi-Fi network with a few home right hand applications. The washer's cost of around $2,000 makes it the most costly unit in our rating. It very well may be matched next to each other with the Samsung 7.5 cubic foot DVE60M9900 sheet electric dryer, which is number 8 in our best dryer rating. Uh, we per use more in our Samsung washer survey. Front burden versus top burden clothes washers, the with producers progressively restricting the hole in water and energy proficiency across the clothes washer range. The primary distinction in clothes washer overall is whether you load the clothes from an entryway on the facade of the machine or the top with a front loader, uh, except if you buy a discretionary riser or platform. You will need to twist around, squat, or stop to stake and dump it. A top loader is exceptionally simple to stake. yet you need to venture down into the drum to dump it on the off chance that you have a high limit machine and you are not a tall individual. You might require a stool to arrive at the base. There are a couple of different contemplations that might make one a superior fit for your pantry than the other. Front burden cloth washer um, are experts, um, better cleaning execution, gentle on apparel, more eco accommodating, and some are stakeable, longer process duration, harder to clean and keep it with for the eco-cognizant front loader are a preferred decision over a top load machine. They utilize less water and the gentler activity of front stacking machines brings about less microfibers and manufactured yarns advancing into our water supplies. They are likewise not as unforgiving with apparel as top loader, even those without indicators, front load clothes washer, a tumble your dress, which brings about less mileage than the turning activity of a top loader. They likewise eliminate more water during the twist cycle. So garments invest less energy in the dryer. On a disadvantage that producers have generally attended to was the issue of extremely lengthy process duration. Presently, practically all front loader incorporate extremely quick wash cycles, once in a while as fast as 29 minutes. Uh, the greatest issue is that form and build up can fill into gadgets and prompt your washer to smell. This can be relieved through normal cleaning of the gaskets and broadcasting out of the drum. Visit how to clean a clothes washer for additional um, subti- subtleties. The majority of the front load washers is our um, evaluations likewise have commuted cycles for cleaning the washer that ought to be run one time per month or so. The assist with the forestalling that development in the event that you are tight on space in your pantry. A stackable front load washer matched with a matching dryer implies you have a clothing tower rather than two next to each other machines. You will require a discretionary section until to tie down the dryer to the highest point of the washer. That likewise implies you cannot add a riser or platform, so you will need to stop, curb, or bow to empty your clothing. For more data, see our rating of the best stackable clothes washer of this year. To find out about front loaders, visit our best front burden clothing washer rating. Top burden clothing washer masters can be simpler to stack or dump, not as energy productive as front loaders, more mileage on apparel. All the at the point when front load clothes washers were first becoming well known, there were a ton of contrasts between front loaders and top loaders. Front loaders were more costly yet utilized much less water and energy. Wash process durations were significantly longer. Garments were cleaned all the more delicately, so there was less mileage on account of the absence of a fomenter. Bigger, bulkier things could be washed. Those distinctions are starting to vanish as investigator style washers became progressively uncommon. For instance, none of the clothes washers in our evaluations have a fomenter. All things being equal, makers have tried to limit the hole in productivity between top loaders and front loaders by supplanting fomenters with impellers. That implies that the present current top load machines are close to as effective as front loaders and are gentler on garments than the instigated style top load washer. Notwithstanding that likewise implies longer process durations for the two kinds of washer. In any case, even with the impellers, top-load clothers washers are not as energy productive as front loaders. Energy Star .gov says front load washers are around 52% more energy and water productive than top loaders with an impeller. They additionally still clean better and on the more tenderly, so your garments will reduce longer. Both of the top load machines in our rating are Energy Star affirmed. The cost differential has limited also. For instance, the most affordable washer in our evaluations is the $1,049 Samsung 4.5 cubic foot WF45R6100A front burden washer. The most economical top loader is the LG 5.0 cubic foot WT 7300C top burden washer at 1049. Economics is another thought in the event that you have a terrible knees terrible or a terrible or you have terrible knees or a terrible back, a top loader might be the most ideal decision since you won't have to hunch down to stake it. In the uh, event that you favor a front load washer, you can add a riser or a platform to change the level, which might assist with stacking the machine In any case, that will add to the cost of the washer. To move deeply, study top loaders, visit our best top burden clothes washer rating and see which kind of clothes washer is best for you in our correlation of front burden versus top burden washers. Uh, uh, what to search for a cloth washer before buying? These are hit interesting points. While um, a clothes washer, uh, however, the best beginning stage is presumably your spending plan. Make sure to incorporate any expected establishment extras like hoses and stacking units as well as other additional items like platforms or risers, assuming that you decide to have the machine expertly introduced. Think about the cost of establishment. The subsequent stage is to gauge the space where your machine or set of machines will be put. A few washers are super limit behemoths that need a lot of room, while others are the more customary storeroom profoundly that ought to fit in any standard clothing niche. Remember, room behind the washer for hoses for your estimations. Estimation. Here are a few different elements to consider while looking for a clothes washer. Limit. The limit of a washer is estimated in cubic feet. In the event that you do a great deal of huge loads or need to wash an extra large blanket, search for essentially a 4.5 cubic foot model. Energy productivity. Energy use in washers is estimated in kilowatt hours. The uh, lower the number, the more energy productive the washer. Um, water protection. To moderate water, search for a washer with the HE image on the control board. This represents high proficiency and shows that a washer is both more energy and water proficient than a customary top load washer. Are stakeable for those with a restricted measure of floor space for their clothing setup. A washer that can be stacked with a matching dryer is an extraordinary method for capitalizing on what space is accessible. For those with a restricted measure of floor space for their clothing setup, a washer that can be stacked with a matching dryer is an extraordinary method for capitalizing on what space is accessible. Finish can influence the cost of your part with white completes by any large being the least expensive. Different completions can add $100 or more to the cost of your washer. Drum materials. Every one of the washer in our appraisals have durable treated steel drums, which is what you need to search for other for. other clothes washer elements. Here are a few different highlights you need to consider while picking another washer. Reversible entryway. Some front load washers have a reversible entryway. This provides you with the choice of mounting the way to open up to the left or right. High proficiency. A high productivity assignment implies that a washer is more energy and water effective than a conventional top-load washer. Every one of the washers in our appraisals have that assignment. Wi-Fi, the expansion of Wi-Fi network to a washer extends its usefulness to incorporate different savvy highlights. Brilliant highlights shoot elements incorporate the capacity to control your washer from your telephone or savvy speaker. Investigate the machine and mind the situation with your clothing. Cleanser container organizations have begun changing up of underlying cleanser distributors to their washer. Some hold sufficient cleanser for various burdens, while others like others while others like take the cleanser from the gadget and pre-blend it in with water prior to sending it to the drum for all the more even appropriation cycles. Washers include pre-customized wash cycles for you to look over while doing clothing. This can go from a typical cycle to cycles customized to eliminate a particular kind of stain. Self-cleaning. This cycle is utilized to clean your clothes washer. These are intended to eliminate buildup abundant from the cleanser or soil eliminated during the cleaning system. Clean. A few garments washer in our rating highlight a disinfectant cycle to take off microorganisms from garments. Uh, from garments. This is frequently matched with a cycle to eliminate allergens like residue, bugs, and pet dander. Speedy cycle. These cycles go by different names and can clean a heap of clothes in under 30 minutes. Albeit, these are normally not full heaps of clothing. Steam. A lot of the organizations in our rating have added a steam choice to their washers to assist with taking off smudges from dress. Uh, the worldwide clothes washer industry was projected to reach 24 billion by 2018. It is normal to develop at a CAGR of 5% from 2017 to 2020. Clothes washers made in the US are one of the top decisions of home machines purchaser across the globe. Yes, across the globe, um, across the purchaser across the home machine. The US is commonly known for its high high-tech and imaginative homegrown machine. The trend-setting innovation and top-notch producing units have assisted the washing with machining makers in the USA to be at the highest point of the diagram in the home apparatus industry. The clothes washers made in the USA are currently sent out all around the world, with Canada and Mexico as the central merchant of clothes washer made in the USA. Homegrown clothes washer are one of the most generally involved home apparatuses for cleaning clothing. The requirements for how to take clothes washer has fundamentally expanded over a couple of years of the need because of technological because of the need to save time and energy and track down a successful method for cleaning clothing. The interest and deals of a completely programmed clothes washer made in the USA are uh, supposed to see a rising development before or long because of the updated innovation and proficiency. The market is currently moving toward a front burden cloth washer made in the USA. The front burden cloth washer are more effective and mechanically progressed than the top burden cloth washer. First, urbanization expansion in the discretionary cash flow, evolving way of life, and mechanical headway are a portion of the significant variable driving the development of clothes washer makers in the USA. The American government is empowering homegrown apparatus customers to utilize American made clothes washer, which uses less power when contrasted with other clothes washers, which thus will assist with uh, controlling the high power utilization. This is quite possibly the main motivation behind why the best 10 clothes washer brands rival each other to draw out the best clothes washer at the most sensible clothes washer cost. American made clothes washers. The clothes washers made in the USA are a least and a high-tech when contrasted with its rivals across the globe. The innovation work done in the clothes washer industry in the USA is profoundly centered around expanding productivity and strength and minimizing a significant investment utilization. This has assisted the top washing with machining makers in the USA to acquire an enormous piece of the pie in the worldwide clothing washer market. The energy proficient clothing washer in the USA are quite possibly of the best home apparatus which are raging in the worldwide machine market. We live in a period where everybody is worried about utilizing power productivity and utilizing home machines that consume less power so the wastage can be diminished. A new report in the USA has shown that a normal American purpose greater power for its home machines when contrasted with other created nations. This study has assisted the washing with machining brands in the USA to showcase their item as energy efficient machines that will assist their purchaser with saving an enormous measure of economy through their profoundly effective items. Industry outline for clothing washer made in USA market in the USA is exceptionally cutthroat in view of many clothing washer producers in the USA. The clothes washer um, made in the USA are of first class quality, and the providers content in the view of productivity, sturdiness, innovation, and cost. As the worldwide interest for Hellotech clothes washer is expanding at a consistent speed, clothes washer providers in the US are currently sending out the greater part of their items to the non-industrial nations. The Asia Pacific is developing to turn into the biggest market for clothes washer made in the USA after Europe. The presentation of Shrewd machine and lot uh, is assisting the home apparatus with showcasing to development. The clothes washer organizations in the US center around item improvement as well as on its promotion and customer administration. A large portion of the clothes washer sold in the US are all over the planet are online through a web-based business site. Web-based entertainment likewise assumes a significant part in the navigation and purchasing process. The clothes washer providers and wholesalers in the US are presently utilizing less web-based administrations and stages for the potential benefit of developing their shopper base and extend their business. Top The top five made in USA brands washer Whirlpool. Whirlpool Enterprise was established in 9/11, uh, 1911 in Michigan, USA by Louis Upton and Emory Upton. As of now, it is one of the biggest producers and advertisers of customer home machines. The organization has a yearly income of around 21 billion and is recorded of a Fortune 500 association with north of 9,000 workers and in excess of 70 assembling and innovation research focused assets across the globe. Electric. General Electric or GE is a US-based worldwide organization filmed in New York and settled in Boston, Massachusetts. Uh, Massachusetts. The organization was established in 1892 by Thomas Edison, J.P. Morgan, Charles A. Final resting place, Charles A. Edwin Austin, and Hugh Thompson. The organization was recorded as the fourth biggest on the planet among the Forbes Worldwide 2000, with a yearly income of 115 billion. Speed Queen Speed Queen Sovereign is one of the top cloth washer brand in the USA. It is settled in Ripon, USA. Union Clothing Framework (LCC) is the parent organization of its an auxiliary Speed Sovereign, which additionally asserts that it is one of the world's biggest producers of business clothes and washer gear. The organization was established in 908 by Joe Barlow and John C. Leake as Barlow and Selick Assembling. Speed Sovereign was the primary organization to present washers with nickel copper tops. The brand name Speed Sovereign was made in 1928. Amana organization. Amana organization was established by George Forstner in 1934 at Center Amana, Loa. The organization has a yearly income of 4.7 billion and is one of the main clothes washer market in the USA. The organization positions among the main 10 washer brands in the USA. Hotpoint. Hotpoint was laid out in the year 1911 in Ontario, California by Lord Richardson, meter per user and a plant director for an electric influence organization. In 1918, Richardson combined efforts with um, George Hughes, consolidating their organizations with the overall electric organization, making the Hotpoint brand of apparatuses and cloth users USA. The eventual fate of cloth washers makers in the USA, the quickly changing lifestyles and creating tendencies for solace have prompted customers to embrace the freshest advancements like brilliant apparatuses. The idea of controlling and working homegrown machines utilizing the web has been getting a ton of grasps in a couple of years. Savvy cloth washers made in the USA by clothes washer makers in the USA only to lean toward the solace of clients as it accompanies a unique distant area operability elective. Thus, downloading in the application on their cell phones or tablets and connecting the clothes washer through the Wi-Fi, and, and clients can undoubtedly deal with the machine undoubtedly deal with the machine from a far off area. The client can immaculately pick the necessary um, wash cycle, actually look at the interaction and get everyone on the warning on the cell phone from any area. The central parts that steer the worldwide clothes washer business. Remember the increment for the discriminatory cash flow of working ladies, the ascent in urbanization, and less time for family exercise like clothing. The decrease in cloth washer cost across the globe has likewise assisted the shoppers with purchasing a cloth washer that is innovatively progressed and matches their assumptions. The clothes washers made in the USA are the best illustration of the present brilliant machine that is reasonable, proficient, tough, and progressed. Uh, from top loaders to front loaders, clothes washer have progressed over the course of the year with new elements and style. The present washer are more brilliant, gathered, clean, preferable, and simpler to use than the earlier models, be that as it may. Accordingly, picking the ideal one can appear to be overpowering with the everyone is the choices accessible.